Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into anatomy and physiology. It's a tough class, but I've got strategies to help you ace it. Grab your notebooks and let's get started. We're gonna turn that fear into fascination, I promise. Alright, first things first, let's get cozy with what anatomy and physiology, or AANDP as the cool kids call it actually. Anatomy, my friends, is all about the what. It's learning the names of all the bits and pieces that make up the incredible machine that is the human body. Think of it as getting the full guest list for the party happening inside you. Every bone, every muscle, every tiny little cell. Then you've got physiology, which is the how and the why. If anatomy is the list of car parts, physiology is understanding how the engine roars to life, how the wheels turn, how the GPS, your brain somehow knows not to drive into a lake. It's the story of how all those anatomical parts function and, more importantly, how they work in a beautifully complex dance. Now let's talk about the M-word memorization. Yes, there's a lot of it, like a lot. And here's the real kicker, the secret sauce. It's all about connections. AANDP isn't just a random collection of facts and diagrams. Let's dive into study techniques to ace your AANDP journey. Flashcards are key. Get creative with diagrams and functions. Quiz yourself constantly to strengthen neural pathways. Draw it out to solidify your knowledge. Teach the material to someone else. Use the internet wisely for educational content. All right, let's talk about your arsenal, your toolkit, your AANDP survival kit. First up, your textbook. But don't just passively read it like it's a novel, unless it's a particularly thrilling chapter on the endocrine system. You do you. But hey, don't feel like your textbook is the source of wisdom in the universe. There are also amazing medical illustration sites, university open courseware, and specialized AANDP apps. Now let's talk about the power of people, specifically study groups. You can quiz each other, work through practice problems together, and most importantly, provide moral support when things get tough. And please, oh please, do not be afraid to use the ultimate resource, your professor and your TAs. They are not scary monsters hiding in their offices waiting to judge your ignorance. If you're struggling with a concept, they can offer alternative explanations, point you to helpful resources, or clarify expectations for exams. Finally, don't forget about other, sometimes overlooked campus resources. Chapter 4. Beat the clock, making time your BFF, not your enemy. Okay, real talk. AANDP is not a subject you can just casually date. You gotta commit. Think of it like building a magnificent Lego castle. You can't just dump all the bricks on the floor and expect it to assemble itself in an hour. So how do you make this happen? You schedule it. Get out your planner, your Google Calendar, your whatever you use, and block out dedicated study times for AANDP, or at least most days. Experiment to find your peak study times. Now, staring at a giant chapter titled The Entire Nervous System can feel like trying to eat an elephant in one bite. Overwhelming, right? So don't. Break down those large, intimidating topics into smaller, more manageable chunks. And this brings me to my public service announcement. Please, for the love of all things anatomical, do not cram. Finally, give your amazing brain a break. You can't expect it to run at full throttle for hours on end without sputtering out. Chapter 5, Exam Day Domination, Outsmarting Those Tricky Questions. All right, warriors, we've studied, we've prepped, and now it's time to face the beast, the AANDP exam. First and foremost, when you get that exam paper, take a deep breath and next, become a detective and look for those sneaky little keywords that can completely change the meaning of a question. What happens when you hit a question that makes your mind go completely blank? We've all been there. Don't panic. Instead, use the process of elimination. To build confidence and manage your time effectively, try answering the questions you know first. If you encounter a tough one, mark it, skip it, and come back to it later. Finally, if you have time at the end, review your answers. Take a few deep breaths before you submit. Be proud of the effort you put in, and then go treat yourself to something nice. You've earned it. Chapter 6. You got this. Wrapping it all up and staying motivated. So there you have it, my AANDP adventurers. We've journeyed through the land of anatomy and physiology, from understanding its core components to strategizing for those daunting exams. Remember, this course is renowned for being a tough cookie, a real challenge to your study skills and your sanity at times. But the key takeaway, the big flashing neon sign I want you to see, is that it is absolutely, positively, and even conquerable with the right approach. You don't need to be a born genius. You need to be a dedicated learner, and that's something anyone can cultivate. If there's one golden thread that ties all these tips together, it's consistency. And please remember, you're not alone on this quest. Utilize every single resource at your disposal. More than anything, cultivate a positive mindset. Believe in your ability to learn and understand this material. So stay curious, stay dedicated, and remember that you absolutely this. All right, my brilliant soon-to-be ANDP wizards, that is officially a wrap. Phew, we covered a lot, from decoding what ANDP even to basically becoming test-taking ninjas. Remember, this journey is tough, but so are you. You have the tools, you have the smarts, and now you have a whole bunch of my slightly unhinged but hopefully helpful tips. So go forth and conquer those body systems. If you found any of these tips helpful, or if you just enjoyed watching me talk really fast about anatomy, get it, please give this video a big ol' thumbs up. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on Nursing 360 today. Until next time, peace out my homeostasis, bye.